Welcome to the CHCH Newsmakers podcast. I'm your host, Rick Zamperin. A nonprofit organization dedicated to empowering Black and racialized youth through hair care education, styling, and community support is getting ready to host its signature event. Joining me on Newsmakers is the founder of Excel in Style, Lohifa Pogoson Acker, and MC Kayla Williams. Women, good morning. Thanks for joining me. You are looking electric. I feel the electric buzz.
Thank you.
Thanks for joining me on the podcast. Yeah. Lohifa, we'll start with you.
Okay.
Give us the when, the where, the how.
Absolutely. It's on March 21st at Bernie Custis Secondary School. So this program is run in partnership with the Hamilton School Board, Hamilton District School Board, alongside many other partners, the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program. I can go through the long list. But at Bernie Custis Secondary School on the 21st of March. And the how is, it's quite a long story, but I'll keep it short. We know that the cost of styling textured hair is immense. It is a sacrifice for a lot of families now trying to survive in this economy. I'll give you an example. An average braid style for a kid is $200 to $250.
Wow.
Exactly. If you have 4 girls, you're spending $1,000 every 6 to 8 weeks. And many families cannot afford it. That's one, is the affordability piece. And there's the access and expertise piece, where in hair school, you don't get taught about textured hair to the degree that is necessary to serve textured hair clients, which are usually Black, racialized people, right? So we don't have the expertise. You, Rick, can walk into any hair salon and guaranteed you'll have someone available to style your hair. Yeah. But that can be said of a Black person, a racialized person, a textured hair person, right? So it's getting the service providers and those who need the service together. In Hamilton, we have such a strong textured hair community with many stylists now who've moved from Toronto since the housing prices went up during COVID, which is lovely. We absorbed so much talent, and they're all here in this city, but difficult to connect with the audience and the community that needs them, right? A lot of people are still going out to Mississauga and Toronto to get their hair done when we have such a strong community here in Hamilton. So it's closing that gap between the service users and the service providers, but then also knowing that hairstyling is such a critical touch point for young people to build confidence, to offer mentorship, to offer guidance, to offer a space to share, to build and fortify their identity, especially as Black, racialized, and underserved youth, right? And so that really is the how. We want to serve, we want to support, we want to make sure we are gearing the next generation of Hamiltonians up for success, and ultimately that translates to success for this city as well. Yes.
Just before we get to Kayla, when does it start? How long does it go for? And is there still room to get involved?
Absolutely. It starts at 9:30 a.m. on the Saturday, which is the 21st of March. And we always do it. Last year was our first year. We do it on the second Saturday of March break because we want the kids going back to school on the Monday, looking good, feeling great, and feeling confident. So it starts at 9:30 and we start all the way till 6. Now, it's a full day program. So while kids are waiting to get their hair styled, they have opportunity to participate in different education sessions in textured hairstyling, in leadership. We have partners who support in STEM, in health and wellness, and we also have Simone comes in with the Tie-Cat mascots, and they play lots of wonderful games with the family. So it's a full day of activities, a fun day, food, drinks, and a thorough celebration of identity, of self-worth, of self-enjoyment, really. Want to see the kids, and they're always so happy once they get their hair done. Their smiles just shift. They're happy when they come in their bonnets, but once those bonnets come off and the hair is styled,
you can't tell them nothing.
Yeah, you can't tell them. It's always a pleasure. It's always a pleasure. So it's a great way. So it ends at 6 o'clock, and we get, last year we started 287 kids.
Wow.
Yeah, in a single day, and we had to take a mandatory break.
Yes, we know. That was
a fire truck break, but we'll come to that later.
Okay, we'll get to that later. Kayla, this was the first event was last year. You emceed the event. What were your expectations going in, and what did you quickly find out?
Oh boy, because anytime it's a first of anything, right? You never know what you're going to expect or what you're going to get. And I would say that the outpouring of the community last year was incredible. And I think if anything, it solidified the fact that an Excel in Style is not only an option, it is mandatory, especially in the Hamilton area, because it brought so many people together in the community, and it clearly showed this is necessary. We need this. The youth need this. And so let's do it. And and what better person than Lohifa? Lo did that, also known as, right? She's been such a pioneer. She's a woman who wears many hats, but of course, one of them, her truest, she is blessed with hands, right? She is a talented hairstylist, and she's been able to use her network to bring and rally together so many people in her vast network and say, hey, we are going to do this for the youth, for the community, and the outpouring and the result of that was incredible. And so now, coming back for year 2, I only suspect it to be bigger and more grand. And like she mentioned, I think one of the best things, if you've never been to an Excel in Style, is seeing the confidence grow in the youth in real time. As she mentions, they come in just before 9 a.m. and when they leave by that evening, they are standing taller, head held higher, and that's what it's all about. It's planting that seed of confidence. Like she said, the timing of this is very strategic, right? So right before they go back for that second part of their school semester, you look good, you feel good, and you study good. You study well, you play well. Whatever the thing is that they do when they go back into their classrooms and into their communities, they feel ready because, yes, especially for Black and brown children, their hair is their crown, and it makes a big difference, and you see that there. So I'm so excited that we essentially get to open the doors again. As you mentioned, playing host, Lohifa asked me once again, I said, of course, even down to the fact of how community-based it is. I have a young daughter. She was 3 at the time yesterday. She was probably one of the youngest girls to get her hair done.
Yes, she was.
All the way up to, young adults, right? Like the range is vast. So you see young children there. There's childcare for those, especially maybe someone thinking, oh, I can't, afford to come because I have my kids. You bring them with you. This is very much community. You can even tell by the photos from last year. Everyone is there, from young to old. Just as long as you register and you want to come and you want to support this, the vibes are there all day long. It's such a great event, and it's absolutely needed in the Hamilton community.
What were some of the reactions that you're hearing in real time? You're seeing, their physical appearance obviously change. What are some of the things that they were saying, after they were getting their hairstyle?
Well, sometimes, especially when it comes to the youth, right? Maybe they may not express it outright, but it was more so, it was just their look, the confidence. You saw it in their smile, you saw it in their faces. Maybe even they came in a little timid, like she mentioned, jacket on, bonnet on, or very quiet. You just kind of see this. And then you see the confidence grow over time when they look in the mirror and then they see their final hair style done. And that's another thing too. These hairstylists, the barbers, the hairstylists, the braiders, they're taking a Saturday out of their busy schedules. And that's something to really emphasize on that, because especially in this industry, Saturdays are your money-making days.
Especially the Saturday before March break.
Hello. And so it makes it that much more special. And to know that, I think, if anything, it was so transactional in the sense that they were giving back, yes, but I think they were also poured into as well.
For sure.
Seeing the reactions of the young people, hearing, thank you so much. And like she said, some of these children, this might be, the braid up that their best braid up of the year, their best hairstyle of the year, and they're going to remember this, and they're going to look back on it. And so I hope we'll have returners, and then I hope we'll have first comers, for this year as well, so that they build that confidence, and then they know that they can look forward to Excel in Style every year.
From Lohifa, from the stylist standpoint, again, they're volunteering their time.
They are volunteering their time.
How big of an ask was it in year 1? Were they thinking, I don't want to give up a Saturday?
It's a massive ask, let me tell you. It's a big ask, but I never shy away from a big ask. The worst that can happen is no, right? And then I make you feel guilty for saying no.
But now, in year 2, they're thinking, well, we're coming back.
Place to
very
be.
excited. And I tell you, I'm very grateful for the stylist and barber community here in Hamilton. When I started my business in 2019, how I got to know a lot of these people was by referrals. When I couldn't see clients, or when I was really busy, I would refer them to a lot of these stylists. And so we have built a really strong strong network. So it wasn't difficult reaching them for this purpose, because guess what? Coming out of COVID, I was seeing quite a few kids who couldn't afford to get styled, right? And running a business, but then you know that kids need this support, and there's only so many kids that you can help out for free. But you know there are other stylists who are interested in supporting, because they know that hairstyling and the way you wear your crown is such a marker of confidence and performance and self-perception, right? So I would refer these kids and their families, and other stylists would style them for free, would cut them for free. So a lot of the initial groundwork was already there before this event was formed in its fullness. It was already there. It wasn't difficult.
When you bring everyone together, though, and you're kind of decompressing how the event went, what were the stylists telling you?
Oh, they were so happy. Everyone had a great time. It was a wonderful event. And I think going back to what we're saying about the kids and their reactions, it's one thing to go get your hair styled, you know, at a salon or by someone who knows how to style. It's another thing to do so in a community setting where there are other people who look like you, who have hair similar to you, amongst stylists who understand your hair texture, who are experienced with your hair texture. I think it's not an experience you, excuse me, it's not an experience you get everywhere or anywhere, really. It was deliberately curated, and I think the kids really enjoyed that.
And the parents as well. And there were some parents who perhaps maybe don't know how to style their own children's hair. They need that help. They need that assistance.
Absolutely.
They want to learn. They're keen. And this is a perfect environment to learn, to watch, to observe, and to get a network. Like she mentioned, imagine having to drive out to Toronto or Brampton or what have you, right? Spending a full day when and maybe some parents are saying, hey, I didn't even realize there were so many options here in our own backyard.
Exactly.
Yeah, so this has been a big check mark for the stylist to say, hey, we're right here.
100%. Absolutely. And the great thing about it is they make such strong connections with the youth and with their families that the youth continue to visit them throughout the year until we come back again for this signature event. And I talk to these stylists all the time. They tell me, hey, I'm still seeing this person, I'm still seeing that person, and they're still doing really well. And everyone stands to benefit from this, right? So yes, you're giving up your financial benefits on the last Saturday before March break, but you have an opportunity to really pour into the young people in this city and invest in them and lift them up and really empower them. And it's such a win, such a win. And then going back to Kayla's point about parents who may not have the expertise, we saw a lot of single moms who have biracial kids who had no idea what to do with their kids' hair. We had a kid who'd never had her hair styled and she was 8 years old. We had a boy who'd never had his hair cut and he was 7 or 6. So giving them the opportunity to, one, get educated about their kids' hair, right? Because they don't have that expertise. They also don't have the community around them to support them with that expertise. So building that community, building that support network, instilling the education and the knowledge in them for ongoing supports, right? Making sure that they have the standardized supports that they can offer to be self-sufficient in their styling when there isn't an opportunity to receive the service from someone else, right? And then knowing that they have a community to come back to. The kids get to make friends. The moms get to make friends. I think it was one of the most powerful things I saw coming out of the event is seeing all the single moms with biracial kids, just knowing that, okay, I found something here and I'm sticking with it. And they're all so excited. Everyone, we put out the registration form at 9 a.m. last Saturday. Was it last Saturday? Last Saturday. It was last Saturday. At 9 a.m. No, not last Saturday. 2 Saturdays ago. Because last Saturday was 3 days ago. And before midnight, we had over 100 kids. Well, actually, no, 100 registrations. Some registrations have multiple kids. Right. And those were all, I looked at the names, I was like, I know you. And a lot of the returning moms who I know had an awesome experience and really want to keep this going for their children. It really is an opportunity for the kids to feel celebrated, to feel like they are part of a community, to be amongst people who understand them and who understand how to serve them. And that's really what we're driving at.
Do you have to register? Can people just walk in if they haven't
So we did have walk-ins last year. We did, because it was our first year and a lot of people heard about it, and we did our best to serve as much as we can. But this year we strongly encourage registration just so we can plan ahead, make sure we have enough stylists and barbers to support the numbers that we are seeing, and we're working on it. Some kids, young people these days, very determined, so they'll show up anyways, even though they say you have to register. So we might have accommodations for on-site registration. We try not to turn people away, right? though it is a textured hair program, last year we saw kids with all hair textures. We saw kids from all backgrounds, right? Because our stylists, though they are skilled for textured hairstyling, they can style any hair type, right? Right? And that was beautiful to see kids, you know, from Bernie Custis, some of the kids that I know from Dr. David coming with their friends, like, Miss Lohifa, I gotta get my hair cut. Come on. I was like, fine, go right ahead. So all our
even putting Lohifa to work too.
Yes, I had to work. I thought I was going to be busy coordinating, greeting partners, and talking to families. But when we saw the number of kids who showed up, who were walk-ins, and kids who brought their friends, so kids were registered, but they come with their friends, I had to get in on the styling as well. But it was great because I got to be in the midst of other stylists and supporting families.
So is there a registration deadline, and where can you register?
Yes, so you can register. There's a link in our bio, and it'll take you to a Google form, and you fill out that form, and we'll accept your registration once you do that. There's also a website. It's called excelinstyle.org, and it gives you basic information. There's a link to register on that website as well.
Excellent.
But through our Instagram and on our website, you can register, yes. And there is a deadline. It's this Friday, the 14th. Well, no, Saturday, the 14th.
Okay,
Saturday
the clock is ticking.
Saturday is
a week
the 14th,
before the event.
A week before the event, yes, just so we can pair all the kids with their stylists and get a lot of that coordination out of the way, confirm the appointments, and then we know that once we're in there, we're good to go. And people always reach out afterwards.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Kayla, was there a favorite moment from last year's event? Or maybe a child that really stuck with you?
You know what? I think overall, my most favorite moment was once everyone was in the gym. Because think about it, we're inside a huge gymnasium with sections, tables, right? Miniature booths, if you will. And so we have the braiders on one side, the barbers on another, and everything. And then at one point, we were using the basketball scoreboard to keep count of how many hairstyles were being done and checked off.
Oh, okay.
So imagine, you know, it only goes to like, what?
99.
99, exactly. So then we had to start adding on because we had reached well over 100. We had reached well over 200. Wow. So seeing that number go up and like we were making a whole big deal out of it. The DJ was like, bam, 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 every time. It was so much fun. Yes. And yeah, I think it was just like a race. Okay, how many hairstyles? How many heads can we complete? How many children can we check off this list? And it was just a lot of fun. And I think you can kind of tell the energy is definitely electric in there. And it's a full day, but we keep the energy high the entire time, and it's very, very welcoming. So like she said, of course, yes, we would love for everyone to register ahead of time, but if not, you're still welcome. We want to see you there. We want to see this program excel. No pun intended. But it's true. It's true.
I think just speaking to the environment as well. So while the gym and the cafeteria where we have our programming, and we have the classrooms as well for education, the gym is the most electric of it all because everyone is there in community. We've got music going. We've got games going. There are kids who don't respond well to those environments, right? Who are triggered because of sensitivities. We support neurodivergent youth as well. So we have private styling rooms that are curated, that are curated for kids who have those sound sensitivities and light sensitivities as well. And there are stylists in those rooms that support them based on their needs. We have a partnership. One of the wins coming out of last year was we now have a partnership with the Extensive Needs Program at Hamilton Health Sciences and supporting their neurodivergent youth. It's called the Crown and Rhythm Program. And so we style them while in an environment that's curated to support their neurodivergent needs. So bringing that to the program to ensure that no one is truly left out. Another way that we've tried to be inclusive is we have hijabi styling rooms for young people who are hijabis, who wear scarves, who are Muslim students, and that's a private room where only female stylists go in and we style the students, and yes, they're not in the gym, but at least they get to have their own experience. And super excited this year. Our private styling room is being curated by Gather Canada, a beautiful business owner up on East Mountain there, and she also loves plants and works with plants, so she's bringing quite a few plants into the space to really make it really nice and peaceful for the young people.
As well as St. Matthew's.
Yes, so
shout out to them as well.
Oh, absolutely. We have an on-site daycare. Yes. It's the same. Yes, we have an on-site daycare, yes, to support families. We had a lot.
You've thought of everything.
We had to.
And that's the thing. Lohifa has literally, we take over the entire school.
We had to.
We use the upstairs, downstairs, the library, the gym, the cafeteria, classrooms. This is a full functioning event on multiple floors. So we're not just in one little space. And and there's so many different elements to it. But truly, Lohifa has really thought of all of the things that when any reason why someone may or may not be able to come, it's been thought of.
Yeah, the daycare is truly important. I mean, I think of all the stylists and barbers who have families of their own, right? Who don't have to worry about running home at a certain time, right? Their kids can be part of the experience. I think of parents who have multiple kids who want to be in the gym supporting one kid, but have another kid that they have to care for who's younger and who may be disruptive, right? We put them in the daycare. And St. Matt's has just been amazing. They were with us last year, our first year, brought their entire team because they run daycares in the city, affordable daycares. And so they brought the entire team. We took over the Learning Commons, which is the library and a play space that overlooks the Cat Stadium. It's beautiful. I think it's the most beautiful part of the school. And all the kids were in there just playing and having a good time. Parents were saying to me afterwards that when they went to pick up their kids, they didn't want to leave.
I can attest to that.
Because they had, Kennedy didn't want to leave, right? She didn't want to leave either. So I'm grateful to St. Matt's and to all the organizations that, I mean, there's a huge list. The Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program, for us, it's beyond just getting your hair styled. It's positioning you for a bright future, right? I joke that if I had the boldness I have now, I would have been $100,000 richer, and so would my parents, right? Because I would have scrapped university, I would have gone straight to hairstyling school, I would have built an empire, multiple franchises, right? Not everyone has the confidence to pursue their true passion because of stereotypes or because of misconceptions of what a successful career can be. It's the reason why many people don't consider skilled trades, right? And you say to your child, well, you have to go to university. No, you don't. You have to do something that you're passionate about, that brings you joy. And if you realize at 16 that it's hairstyling or barbering, tell me why you want to go in debt to go to university for 4 years, knowing that you're not going to use that degree or go into a career, or maybe you will, but you won't be happy, right? So it's giving parents and young people the options that are available to them. That's why the Ontario Youth Apprenticeship Program is very necessary, to show them those pathways in the skilled trades as well. This year, Leuna is one of our sponsors, and that's also very important to them as well, ensuring that people are privy to the plethora of options in the skilled trades, and make sure that these kids are taking it into consideration early. And then leadership, one of our sessions as well, run by Dare to Be Youth. It's an organization that supports nurturing leadership in young people, and they're going to be speaking to young people about what it means to be a leader, what it means to show up as a leader. I think more and more as we look to the future of this city, we think about the next generation. You must, right? There's an indigenous concept of 7 generations. When you're planning, you got to think 7 generations ahead, right? So as we look to hand off all the hard work that we're doing on this end to the next generation of Hamiltonians, how are we preparing them to embrace the responsibilities that we ultimately and unavoidably will hand over to them, right? And then health and wellness, making sure youth are supported with mental health. CMHA is going to be on site supporting us. Our presenting sponsor, Hamilton Urban Core Community Health Center, is also going to be on site. So they support youth in many forms, health and wellness. There's a maternal program that they have supporting young mothers. Their programming is amazing, and so they're going to be on site. Refuge Newcomer Health as well, supporting newcomers, youth and adults. So we have a good selection of community partners who have really come through to ensure that we're giving our audience on that day as much resources, as much love, and as much enthusiasm that they need to just go forth and thrive.
Anyone who thought this podcast was going to only be about hairstyling is sadly mistaken, because it's much more than that.
It's much more.
And you're providing much more.
It's much more. Hairstyling is just the touch point. Hairstyling is the vehicle.
Correct.
Everything else, it's much more. It's leadership. It's community building. It's confidence building. It's connecting. It's information sharing. It's quite a bit. Yes. And
once you enter, you understand that, and you see why it's so necessary to have an event like this, because, like you said, it's more than just about the hair. It's more than just the event itself. It's the ripple effect that comes from that day in that gym on that Saturday and what it leads to after. And then another point too that I think is so great is knowing that you often think the youth are coming in to receive a service, which is true, but also some of the people that are providing the services, as Lohifa mentioned, are the youth themselves.
Oh yeah,
and to see
absolutely.
that, to see young barbers sharing their time, and their knowledge, and for youth to then see them already in a place of, oh, whoa, if he can do it, I can do it. Because when you can see it, you can be it.
For sure.
It's amazing.
For sure. Let me speak. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say, years from now, you're going to see children who are getting their hair done become the stylists who are volunteering for this.
Absolutely.
I see it now.
Oh yes, absolutely. And we look forward to it. One of our styling assistants from last year is actually going to be styling this year. She started her own business and she's super excited, and she keeps sending me, Miss Lohifa, is this good enough? Is this good enough? I said, absolutely, it's great.
Nice.
Let's get it. I wanted to share something, a really important piece. So the youth come in and get their hair styled, and then we thought about how do we keep them committed to a routine that promotes self-care and that promotes self-love and that promotes self-investment. And so last year, we were lucky to have partners like Chloe Beauty Supply, who provided all of the tools and the products that we needed to style the kids. Everything that we needed, from combs to hairspray to gels to hair cream to hair oils to blow dryers. They provided all of that. And this year we have a really amazing partner called All Day Got Hold. And they're bringing products that we can share with the stylists and with the attendees. So youth who come, the first 100 youth, are going to get a bag filled with products that they can take home and continue their hair journey. Everyone will get something, but we have a special pack for those who show up on time.
When you launched this, did you envision it to be what it has already become?
Yes, yes and no. Yes, because part of what led me to this point was being able to participate in similar programs, right? So about 10 years ago, I would drive to Toronto to support a program called Fades and Braids. And it was the same concept, stylists and barbers coming together, run by a barber in Toronto named Major Fade. And he'd bring us all together and we just style kids for free at the Boys and Girls Club or at a gym or at a community center. And I enjoyed it so much. And another organization called Braids for AIDS, they would have a similar program as well. And you know what, I think it was 2018, I was driving to Toronto and I'm saying to myself, why am I driving? God bless the Toronto kids.
No shade on Toronto. Yeah.
But why am I driving all the way to Toronto? I know there's a need in Hamilton because that need greets me in my studio almost every day. So how can we take this work and how can we build a Hamilton version
and provide it,
and provide it here to meet that need here, to build out the community here and to build those connections here. And then I knew that I didn't just want it to be a hairstyling event. Just come and get your hair styled and go home. No, I really want it to be an opportunity to capture the young people of this city, to offer them guidance and support, to be a sounding board for them. Because young people these days, they have so many options. They're going through so much and they don't really get to voice it out, right? You just see it in poor behavior, right? And so how do we really harness the goodness in these young people and promote it in such a way that, you know, one, they're proud of themselves, and two, they're just proud to be. And that's really what the event that's what the event encapsulates, is really just the idea that, look, you can do good. You'll look good, but you can choose to do good and be good. And we want to give you the tools and the resources to do so.
One of the incredible wrinkles to this event, it's at Bernie Custis Secondary School.
Yes.
And for those that don't know, Bernie Custis was the first black professional quarterback ever on this planet. And so that's just another, thing that you can point to say, wow, this is special.
Absolutely. And, you know, even more special is the team at Bernie Custis. We have a wonderful team. The principal, Timothy Powell, the vice principal, Sirio Vaca, Ms. Rose Cantiono, and then Ms. Julie, who's gone to another school now, but there is another VP, who's a new VP there as well, who's super excited to be a part of this program. I think they truly, they owned this program last year. They were all there from start to finish.
Yes.
From start to finish. No jokes, just moving around, making sure everything was working in good order, connecting with families, connecting with the youth, some of their students, some not their students, because we have students from all over Hamilton, young people from all over Hamilton. We had some people sneak in from Burlington.
There's nothing wrong with that.
You can move to Hamilton.
You know what?
Yeah.
But it's I think truly across the board, like you mentioned, from the staff at the school to the stylists who give their time to the organizers, Lohifa and staff. It's a true labor of love.
It really is. It really is.
From beginning to end.
It truly is.
Leading up to all of the planning, months in advance to the day of.
Absolutely.
It's a labor of love.
And it's also one thing I want to point out. It's also an opportunity. I'm a small business advocate. I love small business in this city. I'm wearing Hamilton. These pants are made by Leslie Smith at the Cotton Factory. These earrings are by my girl Slick Stitches, who just opened up at 901 Main Street. So check her out. I love my hammer ring is always on. I love to support local, and I believe it's a lifestyle that we must all imbibe in this city, right? To strengthen the local economy here in Hamilton. So last year and this year, we bring in small business owners. Like, there's not going to be pop or juice at the event. We're going to have Bello Foods serving sorrel. That's a local company that makes hibiscus drinks. We're going to have Carib Pop. That's a local company that makes
Michael and Jen.
Michael and Jen. Yeah, really healthy. What's the stuff that's in the pop? I forget, but it's super healthy. It's good for your gut.
It's good for your gut.
How do we forget? Forgive us. We drink this all the time. It's not antioxidants. It's something else. Prebiotic. Prebiotic. Yes.
Probiotics.
One of the pres. One of the pros.
I knew it was going to go off the rails at some point.
One of the pros. But so they're going to be bringing their drinks, and it's delicious. You've tried it.
Yeah.
It's super healthy, and of course water for the kids. But beyond that, Cobb's Bread, water down here, just down the road. They provided all our breakfasts last year. We had a pizza sponsor that provided pizza for all the kids. Our lunch partner,
the frozen
oh
yogurt.
yes, of course, our signature ice cream provider, Jacob Koenig of Real Fruity Ice Cream, was live on location serving the kids ice cream. He's a lovely guy. He's got a shop right out in Westdale that he just opened. And then our lunch is served by Afrolicious Catering. They're amazing. They got to feed all our stylists and barbers, because you have to eat if you're going to be working all day. So I appreciate her very much. She was there last year and this year. She's bringing in all the work. She said, Lohifa, we're going to make sure everyone eats really well. Because we had a funny story last year. Can I share? So last year we started styling on time at 10. Okay. And then at about 1 o'clock, the fire alarm went off. Yes, I know. We set the school on fire.
Yeah, you were so hot.
We were so hot.
Yeah. So the blow drying that was happening, I guess, was immense. Yeah, with all the hair oils that we were using, and so the smoke from the blow dryer got a little smoky, and there was no fire, no harm or nothing. Yeah. But the alarm, I guess, is pretty sensitive. So we all had to evacuate. Can you imagine?
Hundreds.
Hundreds.
But it was a relatively warm day.
It was a warm day.
So
it was
we
a day
were
like
okay
today.
Yes,
and
exactly.
it was such a beautiful moment, because we were outside with the Thai Cat mascots, singing songs and clapping, and the kids were dancing.
Just making lemonade out there.
Yeah, it was a beautiful time. And though we lost that hour and 15 minutes, when we went back in, it was full force. How do we really harness this time? And that's when everybody got back in the gym and said, okay, we have 4 hours to go. How many kids can we see? What can we adjust? We have to adjust some styles. So kids who came in the morning before the fire alarm got to have a bit more elaborate styles than kids who were there in the evening. And it's so funny, the principal joked when I went to see him last week, he says, Lohifa, at what time should we invite the fire truck to come? And I said, Mr. Powell, not this year. Not this year. So we have systems in place to ensure we're going to be in a room with really high venting system to ensure that there's no smoke from the blow drying this time. But it was such a great moment. No, it was such, for me, I feel like, everything works out together for good, right? What does your shirt say?
That is right.
And I think it really worked out because the stylists weren't taking a break. They were not taking a break. They said, no, we have to get through these kids. We're just going to go nonstop. And so that forced them to take a break. That forced them to go outside for some fresh air. It also forced the kids to go out for some fresh air. So it was a true moment for everyone to kind of decompress and take some time out of the space and then go back in and go full force.
Pretty cool.
So that was nice. It worked out. It was a funny story. So we've rebranded the fire truck. We were so hot, we set the school on fire.
They just wanted to come by and pay a visit. That's all. Yeah.
Wow. It was a beautiful time.
Congratulations on year one. Year two is obviously going to be bigger and better, and who knows how big this becomes. I'm sure it's going to get quite gargantuan. Thanks for your time today. Best of luck on the 21st, and
Thank you, Rick.
I'm looking forward to seeing how it all pans out.
Thank you so much. I hope we'll see you there.
I will be there, March 21st.
You can count on me. You too. Come by. You're going to have a great time.
Okay.
I promise you that.
Excellent. Thanks for your time today.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
And thanks for checking out the Newsmakers podcast. A big thank you to the All-Star cast behind the scenes. If you liked today's episode, click the thumbs up, hit subscribe, leave a comment, catch the Newsmakers podcast on chch.com/podcasts and wherever you get your favorite podcasts.